You can't judge an apple by looking at the tree. Can't judge a honey by looking at the bee. Can't judge a sister by looking at the brother. You can't judge a book by looking at the cover.
Brendan McCahey won the Voice of Ireland last April, and he brings the year to a close with the release of his new album, To Where I Begin. But the man from Shercock, County Cavan, is no newcomer. He's a journeyman who's been recording and gigging for over 15 years. RTÉ TEN met Brendan to talk about the latest chapter in his life in music.
Since winning the Voice of Ireland, has been quite busy, both in playing gigs. So I went back out. Well, at the beginning, I was doing some appearances and stuff like that, which was brilliant. Something I'd never done before. Nobody wanted me for anything, but then they did. And then I went playing some gigs, solo gigs as well. So I took the guitar in the car and I did a keyboard as well, so I booked some theatres around the country and just started going out, just doing solo gigs in theatres.
Was it a matter of kind of striking while the iron was hot?
Yeah, for me it really was.
Yeah.
For me it really was, getting out and getting playing. Because, you know, people see me on this show, but they didn't really understand, well, could he do it live? Can he play on his own live? Or can he hold the crowd? Can he hold the attention of people for more than 3 minutes? That would be very important as well. So it was really, for me, I wanted to show that I could. And you know, I played in pubs and clubs before, but I'd never played in the sense that you had to hold an audience and that you're spending more time between songs talking to people or talking to your audience. Before that, I was just playing songs one after the other, and almost like in a pub scenario. But this then was different because it was a social night out, I suppose, so to speak.
Brendan was mentored by Brezzy, and he was the only contestant in the series to receive a maximum score of 10 twice. It seemed even the dogs on the street in Shercock knew that he was going to win. But was he aware that he was the bookies' favourite the whole time?
You really don't know what's going to happen around any sort of bend, and especially in a competition, albeit a singing competition, but it still is a competition that requires votes. So I didn't know if people were still going to be voting. They might said, "Oh, sure, it's a non-runner. This guy's going to win it. So no need for us to vote anymore." And there was a time where I thought, "Geez, I've just better let people know that I should, you know, please keep giving me your votes because I don't even know if I'm going to win this thing at all. I don't know how things are going to go. So I need your votes." So, no, not for a moment. Even in the final, I always thought, you know, if I get through the semi-final, that's the one I want to win. That's the one I want to get through. Because in the final, I don't have to sing any more songs. I suppose my CV of singing is done. Because in the final of the Voice of Ireland, you actually don't. You just have to go recap on a song that was good for you. So. So anything up to that was great because I just want to keep testing and showing people the versatility and what I could do as well.
He really is a journeyman. Brendan has been releasing albums under his own steam for 15 years, so is taking part in a TV talent show another sign of the harsh reality of the modern music industry.
The thing about TV talent shows is that they've been around a lot longer than I have been around. Right back from the 50s to 60s, and probably even before that. They've changed their guises and their formats since that, absolutely. But they've still been around. Not for a second did I ever think that I was too big to enter a show like that, or too small even. But it's just that it never was right for me. The time was never right for me. I never felt it was. This time when Marion, my wife, came home and she said it to me, I just felt right. Sometimes things just feel, you know, now is a good time to give it a go. Back then, it wasn't that I didn't want to enter, but it didn't feel right for me then.
Burning up in a blitz.
And here we are with To Where I Begin, his debut album for a major label. It really is a clever title that hints at the past, the present and the future.
To me, it comes from the song To Where I Begin, and again, playing around the country and up and down the country and leaving maybe at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to be home at 6 the next morning. It just meant to, you know, there was always a relief. Like, for example, I remember driving, used to go down to Cork or Kerry and driving back home, and there was a house, I know, just outside Kinscourt, and when I got to that house, it just brought, that's what came into my head, To Where I Begin. It was just, I remembered that house when I was going and when I was coming back. So it's just that sort of thing of returning to where you were from a long journey, I suppose, as well.
The other side is one song on the album with a particularly spiritual flavour, and it does have a very interesting source of inspiration.
The other side for me actually didn't come more spiritual. The inspiration from that song it was really from something simple as Love Hate. It was kind of some of the characters. They were always trying to be better, or they were always trying to say, like, this is the last one, I'm not going to do it anymore, I'm going to be good, I'm going to go, let's go to Spain after this hit, and that's it, you know, it's always going to be fine after that. And then, you know, it never was, you know, it for me, it was just, you want to go to the other side, but really, you don't belong there. It's not for you, and you're never going to get there anyway. So that's really what the inspiration for the other side was. Love Hate.
Wow, Sweet Love is a beautiful song. It's a very majestic, sweeping quality about it. Richard Hawley. Is Richard Hawley a big hero of yours?
I absolutely love Richard Hawley. I love his influences, and I love his music as well. And even him as a person too. He's a very down to earth, very straight talking man. There's no.
Very funny.
Yeah, very fun. Great humour. Unbelievable humour. A fantastic man to go and see in concert too. Yeah, really, really brilliant.
What other influences would you kind of mention in relation to what you do?
I was just talking to somebody the other day. I liked a lot of folk music. I started off in our family was in the early days, a lot of folk. The Johnsons, Paul Brady, Andy Irvine, Planksty. Then it was into rock and roll for me then as well. Fats Domino, Buddy Holly, Little Richard. Then kind of when I started listening to my own stuff, then it was more the Beatles, Bowie, Roxy Music, the early albums. I'm not going to go into the latest stuff.
Avalon, no.
Yeah. But definitely For Your Pleasure, Stranded, and Roxy Music. 3 amazing albums. Then I started delving into funk, and then the Solomon Burke, Love the Blues and the Soul as well, Son House, then even up to modern stuff. Then here I keep going, but yeah, A Vampire Weekend, Arcade Fire, it's just amazing bands. Radiohead, a huge fan, and in fact I'm Anorak of Radiohead. I keep all their vinyls untouched.
Music, it's a risky business for this married man, which is something that Brendan McCahey is all too aware of.
I'm in the business of music and making music, and that's what I'd like to do, you know, and it's what I've always done. I can't, of course, people say that they can't imagine themselves doing anything different. Well, it's just I love doing it. I get a great kick of it, and love hearing. And I think I love more the process. I love the process of writing and producing and recording. I'm not sure how the touring and the playing is, but I like that too as well. So let's see what happens.
Yeehaw!